Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? We're out here at Buckboard Marina with Tony Valdez, the new owner. Uh, Welcome, Tony, to the Recon Angling Live Show. If you want to just kind of give a brief, kind of how you got where you're at now, how long you guys have been running Buckboard, and some of the cool improvements that you've done.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a hell of an adventure. We started off about 2 years ago, purchasing the place. It was in desperate need of some remodeling, I'd say. So we ended up jumping into it and added a lot of new things. It's a heck of an improvement to the area, totally, for the people and the public, and it's a really good deal. Yeah, we started off about 2 years ago remodeling, doing stuff, doing the stores, added in the bar, the grill, got a tackle store over there, full dry storage, boat slips, trailer RV park. It's quite the setup now.
Yeah, it's super nice here now, and you guys can kind of see in the background behind us. You got the bar, and on the weekends you're serving food. Is that right?
Yeah. So on the weekends, so we're starting now our summer hour. Starting next week is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be serving buffalo burgers and home cut fries and full bar. So yeah, it's
Perfect.
from noon to 8 on each day.
So they said it's a little choppy. All right. Yeah, we're doing the best we can with the internet that we have. Most of you guys who fish Flaming Gorge kind of know how the service can be out here at Buckboard, but we're just going to power through. But yeah, if it's freezing or something, just let us know in the comments. We'll do what we can. But we'll just kind of keep moving on the show. So this last weekend, we finished up the Lucerne Derby out here on the gorge. And a shout out to Rob Severe. He got first place in rainbow and smallmouth. So congratulations on that. And then also one of Recon Angling's own, Jeremy Romero, got first place in the Tightline event for carp. And then my team fished the Derby. We ended up with second place for lake trout with a 43-inch lake trout out here. So that's kind of the first Derby of the year, but that kind of leads us into our next topic coming up, which is going to be, the Hell on Reels Fishing Derby, which is June 12th and 13th out here at Buckboard Marina. And that's going to be all cash payouts, right?
Yeah, it's all cash payout. It's a total cash payout tournament. We need 200 entries. That's what we're shooting for. Above and beyond that, the prize money really jumps up. So, and it is a full payback. We're not asking for sponsors. We're doing this straight up for the people and for us and anglers that just want to come out. We want to see who the best angler is. Everybody talks a lot of good smack, but we'd like to see who is the best anglers.
Yep.
It's a Wyoming exclusive tournament, state lineup. So, yeah, we'll see who the real fishermen are pretty soon.
And then what's also really cool, for the first time in a very long time, anglers will be able to come up here and catch smallmouth bass and enter them into the tournament. And that's something huge for up here, because most of these other tournaments throughout the year, they either you can't have bass or you have to fish on the Utah side. But Tony was able to make it happen to where you can do smallmouth on the Wyoming side, and I believe it's just biggest length, right?
Yeah. We had to go through a lot of hoops so we could pull the bass out of the water and measure them. And so we ended up getting the permits and the right stuff to get so we could take these fish out of the water. Yeah, so we're just going to measure them. It's 19 inches or bigger. That's going to be the size on the board for the qualifying smallies. And a ton of information is going to go to research for Wyoming so we can keep this up and maybe get some more, maybe start fishing smallies up here on a restricted level.
Yeah, that'll be huge, because there's a lot of bass guys, and there's a lot of big smallmouth on the Wyoming side, and I think the gorge in general is kind of an overlooked fishery for bass. Everybody, when you hear Flaming Gorge, you think of lake trout and kokanee, but it really is a really good smallmouth fishery, and you needed almost a 5-pound smallmouth last weekend to win the Derby. So, and you needed 4.5 pounds to even weigh. So it gives you guys kind of an idea of what the fishery is for smallmouth. Kokanee this year are huge.
You're doing great, phenomenal.
So they've had a couple people bring in some 23, 24-inch fish to the shop already this year. And it's just for this time of year, that's, haven't seen fish that size in a couple of years, really.
Yeah, well, they should be pushing up that 5.5 by fall. We'll see a lot of the 24-inch fish. It's going to be a real good fish. This fishery will turn into a real nice fish. The salmon will at the end of the year. So, like I would say, by August we should see some fish in the 5.5 pound range.
Yeah,
it's going to be a phenomenal year on the coast.
Yeah, and there seems to be salmon almost everywhere you go this year too. I mean, you go back into a little cove for catch rainbows or something like that, and it's stacked with salmon. There's salmon out on the lake. It's looking like a really phenomenal year. Salmon fishing and lake trout fishing obviously has been fantastic and stellar. So they offer guided trips out of the marina here as well with TJ.
Yep. And son TJ, he runs the boat, the other charter boat. Yeah, right.
So, and then also out here, if you guys want breakfast burritos, if you're coming out fishing, you can get breakfast burritos if you call ahead the day before and order them, and they'll be available for pickup. So there's a lot of cool new things going on down here at Buckboard Marina. So if you haven't been down here, in the last year or two, it's time to come check out what's going on down here and just see how stuff has changed down here and where it's going is pretty cool. But going back to the tournament, if you get those full 200 entries, you're looking at first place in each category, $2,500.
$2,500 and each place. So we have a bunch of different categories. We'll show you a picture of how the way to win. But we have all the way down to catfish, youth. Our lake trout we have tagged. So we have our pups we have tagged. So we've done something that's pretty cool. Last year we tagged orange. So the orange tag year before last in 2019 or 2020 was orange tags. The orange tag, we caught one out on KSL outdoors. I caught that same fish twice. So I caught number 13 twice. It's an orange tag. During the tournament, this tournament coming up on our Helen Reels, that orange tag fish is still out there swimming around. It'll be worth $1,000. So anybody that catches lucky tag 13 is a $1,000 fish, and then we will honor the green tag on 13 too for $500 just during the tournament. So we got a bunch of ways to win, a bunch of perks, and a bunch of like little things for the anglers, the kid, the youth. We have a really cool youth division. So at the end of the day, on the youth division, we're going to pull the card for the youth fish at the end of the day. So parents can't help the kids fish.
Yeah.
So we're going to run it like that. And so at the end of the day, each day we'll pull they'll pay 3 places for the youth, and that could be bass, that could be catfish, that could be lake trout, that could be whatever. So the creel limit, really, you got to watch your creel limits, but you got to make sure you keep whatever you catch in the creel at the end of the day for the kiddos. So there's some really good prizes for the kiddos.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for tournaments, not only to get adults out here, but to get kids involved in events like this. It not only creates memories with their parents and just with themselves growing older, but it also gets them excited for the sport and doing these events, and kind of makes it a tradition that hopefully they'll want to carry on in the future, which is important because they're the future us essentially.
And competition. There's no trophies here. They go out and compete, and you do the best you can, and that's all we ask for.
Yep.
It's not a big like a big competition, but I think it's a really fun competition that gets the kids into different things down the road, different aspects of life, hunting, fishing. I mean, that's a lost art just about.
Yeah,
especially for the youth.
Yep, it is. Yeah, so getting them out there and involved is always great. So, and as well as the restaurant or the bar and grill that you guys have here, there's you have a campground as well. And then also there's the BMF custom tackle shop too. That's open.
It's open.
And so they make all their own kokanee stuff here as well. But they have, guys, they have all the salmon gear you want. They have, Kokanee Co., Kokanee Creek, Christensen's Lakeshore Tackle, and then they have their own brand BMF as well. So if you want something custom made, all you have to do is stop by the shop down here, talk to somebody, and we'll get something made up for you. What's going on, Danny? So it's kind of cool. And they also have the full lineup of dynamic lures too. So we have J-Specs, Trout Attacks, everything like that in a big variety of colors. So, if you guys are having problems, finding that stuff, come on out here. Oh, that's a good question, Karen. She wants to know what is the buy-in for the Derby and how big are the teams?
Teams so we got 2 through 4. So you got to have 2 guys minimum, 4 max. Buy-in's $250 per team, and I guess that's about it. Really.
Yeah, and it's something cool too that we're going to do. We talked about doing a surprise giveaway. Well, the first 50 people that enter into the tournament are automatically going to enter a drawing to win their tournament entry fee back. So, it doesn't matter if you place or whatever. If you're one of the first 50 teams, you have a shot at getting your $250 entry fee back on top of anything you could potentially win.
Sure. It's a big thing. It's a big savings, and I think it's a good perk for people to get going, get the ball rolling, so we can get all of our prizes together and all that. We just don't want everybody to wait till the last minute. We're just going to try to get down there the best we can, and we're going to shoot for it this year. Last year we was going to have our tournament, and COVID hit, so we have a bunch of gear stuff left over from other people that donated stuff. So we have a lot of prizes. We want to do a lot for the for the tournament and the fishery. The fishery is the big thing. Getting smallmouth in there is a big thing. I work with a biologist daily up here in Wyoming, and good people, and we really need to do something for the smallmouth fishery and the lake trout. The lake trout is these pups. We have to do something about the pups. It's not the trophy fish we're after by any means. Don't get it mixed up with what we have to do with the pups. Get them pups out of here, get them under control, get them back in control where they're them and the kokanees we can have a mac and a kokanee fishery. That's our ultimate goal here. On the Wyoming side is to have a hell of a fishery. It is, and we want to keep it that way. So there is a lot of things people should look into for the pups, and catching pups, doing full limits of pups, and so it really helps the fishery. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the sportsmen have to start taking these fish out.
Yep.
The pups.
So Travis wants to know: is there a way to pay online, or do they just call the store here?
You can pay online. Yeah, she's just set it up. We have a really good internet out here. Let me tell you. So
yeah.
She's just set it up. It should be back online. She had something happen, a glitch yesterday. She can work out today. So
okay,
online totally, or the store, or anyway, we have forms here, but anything. And so but that's
perfect. Yeah, so the site will be back up momentarily, and you can call or come to the store and fill those forms out and get in there. Chris wants to know, he saw in the form that fishing from a boat is required. If he wants to fish catfish, does that still apply?
Yes.
Okay.
You still have to fish with a boat for catfish.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an all boat tournament, but that shouldn't be a big deal.
Okay. Perfect. So let's see if you guys got any other questions coming in. We'll kind of give it a little bit of time here for it to come in there.
The food's great. Like I say, our buffalo burgers are all sourced local buffalo. It's right here from Labarge or Lyman.
But
yeah, they're all sourced local buffalo, so it's really good stuff. And like I say, we have the buffalo burgers and the home cut fries, and then we also do events every 2 weeks where we have kind of a higher end meal, 30 people reservations, and we have anything from crab and lobster, whatever. So you got to watch the website and see what's coming up. We don't do a lot of advertising per se, but we want it more on the low key, more on a custom level atmosphere.
Yeah, because for Mother's Day out here, you had lobster and eggs, and for a Mother's Day brunch, and that was amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like, I mean, we do, and every other weekend we're trying to do something for people to come out and enjoy and see what we're doing and be able to come out here and see what we're about.
So Jeff said on the radio, they said boat or shore on the radio.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to clarify and see, but it's a boat only tournament.
Okay. Yeah, so it is boat only. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
And then Big Chad said, "What's up?"
Chad.
What's going on, Chad? I think you'll be out here tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be.
So.
I'm at the air out of his tires.
Yeah, we went and took your dish, Chad. We hid it somewhere for you.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can find it somewhere.
That and the Colorado flag off the other guy's trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer park is our little playground. Me and Shay's been going down there and looking around and seeing what people leave laying around.
Yep.
It's hazardous. It's just hazardous.
Yeah, so some guy, I think he might be related to Troy. Troy gets pretty aggressive, as you know from this last weekend. But he comes down here in Wyoming and plants his Colorado flag down there, and Chad said he said he'll know we know. I can't even talk. This is what happens when you go outside and you don't wear a sunscreen.
Can't even see how red it is.
Yeah, you can't. Nope. Well, it's just trust me, it's red.
White boy's red.
Yeah. it's pretty red, but Troy, Troy's laughing too. Yeah, we threw Troy under the bus. No, Troy did good. Troy broke his personal best lake trout out here this last weekend 3 times. So his first one was about 21 pound laker, and then he got a nice 38, 39, and then we come out the last day of the tournament. We got bumped down to second place, and we went and messed around for salmon and trout first thing in the morning, and it was about 9 o'clock. We're like, oh, let's go do lake trout. Drop down, barely got the second rod in the water, and Rod just starts going absolutely crazy. Troy doesn't wait for anybody. He just runs back there, grabs it. All you hear is, "Oh, this is a good one." And it was pretty fun. It had that rod bent over, doubled over pretty good. And we get it up to the net, and we're freaking out because we thought for sure it was bigger than my 43-inch that we caught the day before. It was just a fatter, healthier fish. And get him in the net, get him unhooked, put him on the tape, and he was just a hair over 42 inches. And we know it's just dumbfounded how big these lake trout are out here. That a 42-inch lake trout doesn't even qualify, wasn't even big enough to qualify in the tournament, and that that says a lot about the fishery in itself. But what a great memory, just for, you fish. I used to fish, walleye tournaments and stuff like that. I used to run bass and walleye tournaments, and it's kind of high strung. You're doing this or that, but I have never had so much fun in a tournament as just fishing with a couple guys, kind of like your tournament coming up. We were blasting music, having a good time, and it's just. Yeah, and that's what I love about these tournaments out here is that's what it's about, just having fun with your friends and family. And then you know what? Hey, you get to win a little bit of money you have a chance to win money too on the side.
Yeah, and all these guys are good. I mean, most of the guys that up here and in Utah, wherever, they're all good fishermen. They fish the gorge for a reason. They're fishing big fish. They're fishing a certain type of fish, a trophy fish, and that's where it's at here. And like when you start catching fish over 40 inches. I mean, that's a hell of a fish. That's why we made our minimum on the max is 40 inches. I mean, you got to get a 40-inch fish to even qualify.
Yep.
And browns or beats. So we got our catch category is lake trout. Catchment of these categories: lake trout, browns, and smallmouth. So then 3 fish will be released. We feel that the brown fishery is to be compromised by people killing these browns.
Yep.
And I wish that all the tournaments on the gorge would go to an no kill only, just like. Put a 21 restriction minimum on these browns. Let's measure them and put them back because there's nothing like that in here no more. I mean, they don't stock browns. They stock cutthroats. They don't rainbows. They do not stock browns. So one thing for everybody to realize in the gorge, when you start killing these big browns out of here, catching and killing them, they're gone. I mean, they're not coming back. And when they browns get, like this one in the background, when they're that size, they're up on the wall, them browns are, they're old and they're not. So it's a real critical resource that can be damaged quickly. So we need to really watch the browns. So that's why we feel in all of our tournaments and upcoming tournaments is Big Macs or trophies. We know that we want the 40s, we want the Big Daddy, we want 50 inchers. I mean, we want to start breaking that 50-inch mark. And, that'll produce some pretty big fish. But we have to control the pups. The pups are not. They are the issue. They are one of the issues of the trophy fishery.
Yeah, I mean, we know just from fishing out there every day how many 20, 24-inch lake trout are we catching that when you bring them up, they're spitting out, 6, 7-inch kokanee and rainbows, and that's not even a big fish. That's those that's a little fish, and they're
8, 10-year-old fish.
Yeah,
so and kokanee lived 4 years. Remember, kokanee lived 4, Max lived 40. So big difference in age, length.
Yep.
So Big Macs eat kokanees. There's no bullshit in this lake. Big Macs eat kokanees. That's what they eat rainbows and other shit too. But their main food source is kokanee, not burbot. They're not habitualized to eating burbot yet. They eat kokanee, and they've always have since the 80s and 90s. So we really have to work on the trophy aspect of this lake and keeping this a trophy lake. And these tournaments that I'm doing, that we're putting on, that we feel that we're going to set the standard for the gorge. We are. We're going to set the standard because we can. We're on Wyoming side. We have a voice. We're the sportsmen. If every sportsman sticks together, we have a voice. If you try to do it by yourself, do all this shit by yourself, it ain't going to happen.
Nope.
But if we stick together, we'll have a voice. We can turn this fishery into a hell of a fishery. I mean, look at the smallies already. I mean, smallie fishing up here is unbelievable. I mean, the guys that really know smallies up here, I mean, it ain't nothing to catch a 6-pound smallie. I mean, 5, 6 pound, even 7s. I mean, they're here. They're honestly God, they're here. There's plenty of them, but it's be a crying shame if they let them kill them. Next year they're talking about putting them on the proclamation so they could actually harvest these smallies. I don't want them to. I want them to put a restriction on size, like it's got to be whatever we decide bigger.
Yep.
But this tournament will give us a lot of information. We need the bass guys to step up to the plate. We need them to get out here with their clubs. And we want 50 to 100 bass guys fishing, because this information that they bring to the plate, these bass, will be phenomenal. I mean, it'll be phenomenal.
It's only going to help further improve the fishery. So, you guys out there in Colorado, Utah, and stuff that are watching this, come out here and fish the event. We need your feedback. We need your expertise in the bass out here and your support out here. You guys do have a voice out here, and that's what's great about being the only marina in Wyoming on the gorge is, like Tony said, we have a voice if we all can stick together.
Yeah, and it takes all of us. If we stick together like that, and with the limits of kokanee too on the gorge, Utah's limit is 4 and 8 in possession. Wyoming is 3. Why? Why the frick? I mean, this to me is ridiculous. We can actually have a fishery that has the same amount of fish being taken out of each side of the lake without compromising the fishery at all. And that's the sportsmen we have to go catch these fish. We have to catch smallies. They're going to shock them here in a couple of weeks and do their count, but that ain't nothing. I mean, that ain't nothing. Like if you put 100 guys in here fishing bass, per se, the information they're going to pull off that is it'll dumbfound them. And I want it dumbfounded because we need this information. It's like the kokanees. It's like the Max. I mean, you cannot believe how much study I have, and TJ and the son and all of us that we have on the fishery. Every Max we catch and kill. We kill some big ones. I mean, they get hooked wrong. They're dead. We'll do an autopsy on them. We cut them out. We see what's in their stomach. We give it to the fish and game. We give it to the fish and game. And 90% of the fish are eating kokanees, but that's their only food source. The quarterback, that's all they got to eat.
Yeah.
So we need to work on getting another food source in here. And another food source is going to be a chub or something that was already in here. We need something for the Max. We need something for the Browns. We need something for the kokanee. I mean, the cutthroats, but we actually need these bait fishing here. The old timers are going to tell them we're going to bring something to the plate pretty soon because it's getting way out of balance, and we need to do something for the fishery. We really need to step up. And I'm telling you, the baddest thing about this is it's going to be private freaking money. It's going to be all private. Fishery ain't got no money. They always know the fishing game. All these entities, they never have no money for the fishery. So the private guy's got to step it up. And the private guy's doing it, in the next tournament we're talking about doing, if this one goes good, we can get it in here. We're talking taking 7 to 10% of the proceedings and buying fish for the Wyoming side of the gorge.
Yeah, literally putting back
yeah.
into the resource we're using for the tournament.
Yeah, because we're not asking for sponsors. I'm not going after the corporate American sponsors. I'm not going after all, the Cabela's we don't want their stuff, first of all. We don't need their support to do this. But what we need is the private fishermen, the private guys to step up, the public to step up and support us in this tournament, because it's not going in our pockets. Trust me. If you come up here and see what we've done, there's 3 of us here. We've built this whole marina with 3-4 people. So I'm telling you, it's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about putting back in here for future generations to enjoy this fishery. Because if we don't start doing something, it's going to go away.
Yeah,
it will.
That kind of brings us into a question that a gentleman had up here. It kind of went away, but I can barely see it. He wants to know just some information on the cabins for rent, and wants to know if they were remodeled as well.
Yeah, so everything's been remodeled. So we went through everything. So yeah, the cabins are really nice. I think they're 65 during the week and 85 on the weekends, and pretty much hard to get right now. We only have 4. So, but I think our RV is just about full too. So we do have a few slips available. We're trying to get more in right now. So we have more accommodations here coming up, but we gotta, it's just one thing.
One thing at a time, yeah.
Pick your battles.
I mean, those of you guys who have been down here that are watching know what all has been done. And if you haven't been down here, come check it out. You'll see everything that's different. But no, Mark, Tony doesn't work for the Game and Fish, but he works with them.
Yeah.
And the biologists.
Yeah, the biologist is here today. We was talking about opening. We talked about stuff. We talked about everything we're doing, and it's a working relationship. It's a sportsman. It's a partnership. It's totally a partnership. And if the sportsmen don't pipe up and say something, the sportsmen are going to get left out of things, and the big conglomerates will make the decisions for you. How many fish you can catch, where you can fish, and what's the best for this fishery. When there's people that are here fishing this fishery that have been here for 30, 40 years, since this was a creek, when it got filled up, these old timers tell me about the fish that was in here, why there were so many browns, because there was a lot of food source, blah, blah, blah. And it could be brought back into that state, but, we have to push the biologists in that direction.
Yep.
And that's us. And that totally is us, because if we don't do it, nobody's going to, and they're going to do what they want. That's just like any other capitalist bullshit.
Yeah.
when they want to do something, they'll do it. So we need to stop. We need to help out the fishery.
Perfect. So give it a moment or so and see if you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that. Right now is a good time to just kind of get that plugged in the comments. Jeff Dodd says, great place, great food, great people.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, we appreciate all the support. That's just guys like you guys that, that help support us, because we are the small guy. We are a family-owned business. We are, we're doing this for all of us. It's not for us. It's for all of us. And we want custom stuff. We want a place for people to come buy custom propane lures. We take them to the tackle shop. We show them stuff. It ain't bullshit. We're not telling you buy this and buy that. It's horseshit. Everything works here, from the lake trout to the trout to everything we got on our shelf is real. It's real. It's real lures, and it's not like per se Walmart. We don't have a ton of stuff, but you can take anything we got on our shelves and catch fish. It's any type of fish. It's all the fish in the gorge.
Troy said, "Is it legal to fish from a bass boat one day and a Laker boat on another day during the tournament?" Troy, you're banned from just fishing in general out here.
That's a shitty question, Troy. You're
done. Yeah, you're done, Troy.
You get your money back.
Yep. We'll see. But no, I mean, I don't. So I guess that is a good question, right? If they bring 2 boats up and they want to fish in one boat one day and a different boat the next day.
Yeah, I'd have to ask the biologist, because I think it's a single boat registration. So I think on the registration form, I'm not sure, but I think it does have a place for boat registration and all that. So it would probably be
best to fish on one boat.
You really need 2 boats. Go ahead, my freaking. They're just bass.
I mean, that's So
you just done it with the freaking master. How come, man?
What's going on. Yeah. He's laughing over there. Let's see. Chris wants to know: is there even a population of Colorado River cutthroats in the lake anymore? It seems like game and fish stocks to Bear Lake cutthroats and the Snake River.
Yeah, there is a few of the other ones. They're pretty good if you can find them, but they're all mostly Bear Lake now. They've turned over because they got a faster growth rate. So they're getting them out of some hatchery up in, I don't know where their hatchery is for sure, but they're getting them out of there. And so they're nice cutthroats. So they put on a lot of size. They're actually pretty nice cutthroats. I mean, we've got some 5-pounders, this year. And so I mean, I'd like to see them get bigger, but our goal would be to put more browns.
And then Chris Apel says, are the tag pups worth anything outside the tournament?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think we switched them into here. So I think that most of the tag pups have a value. I have to look at the rules, but I think most of the tag pups in the tournament are going to have well, right now, if you're registered, it's $20 registration, and you register for the pup population control, and then each tag you catch is worth $100. So the green tag's worth $100. The old orange tags from last year are still worth $50. So they're worth. They got a value. And in the tournament, they will be worth an X amount. Like I said, we got a green tag 13. It's just a number for us. So that's going to be a $500 tag. But the orange tag 13 that was caught twice, that's worth $1,000. And so there's a bunch of different ways to win. I mean, we're trying to put it out there. We have a ton of different ways to win, and it's going to be it'll be interesting to see. I think there's going to be a lot of fish that are really close to the same size.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially the coconuts. I mean, in the Lakers, it always comes down to that bare minimum of really close.
I don't see where it says it here, but we do have the prize categories. If we get 200 boats or more, you have kokanee is 19-inch minimum to bring in to weigh, and then first place $2,500, second place $1,500, third place $1,000. So that's the same. You have rainbow and cutthroat, which are in one category. So the same payouts, first, second, and third. And then catfish, 18-inch minimum, first, second, third, same payout. And then
none of the places are filled in each category. So second and third ain't paid out. That goes to first. We're not taking the money and switching it out. So if we hit our 200 team base, it says 3, but it's a 200 team base, then we will add this money into the jackpot. So like this weekend, there was one catfish caught. So that guy's potentially looking at $5,500. So
just for one category, yeah.
So, and it can happen in anything. It's fishing. It's no different than anything else. It can happen. But the youth category is pretty cool. The way we got it mixed up in the youth. It'll be challenging for it's just going to be the luck of the draw when we pull these fish out of the hat, and it could be a trout or a rainbow or whatever. So, it keeps it honest. I think that the parents don't fish for the kids.
Yep. Yeah, it keeps it honest and fun. And then going into the pups and taking the pups out, so they have a pup lake trout category too, which these are pups. They have to be under 25 inches. So if they hit 25 inches, you won't be able to bring it in. But if it's under 25 inches, you can keep 12 a person per day. So, you could have 60 to 100 pounds a day that you bring in of pups, and that first place payout for that is also 2,500. So, there's something for everybody in this tournament. It's a wide variety of.
It's a fun tournament. That's we need the people to come out here because it'll be a fun tournament. It's going to be a rock and roll tournament. It's going to be fun, and it'll be a real tournament, a real rad tournament where we're not asking for everybody's help. We're not asking for the, like I say, the support of. We don't want to have a bunch of swag. We don't want to have a bunch of little shit to give away. I think that the people come here, we're going to be professional fishermen that want to win money. That it's a sport. I mean, it's competing. It's whatever you want to call it. That's why we do it. I mean, and there's a lot of money involved. It's a neat thing. But like I say, in the future, what we want to do is we want to get this rolling, get it bigger and bigger every year. And then next year, what I want to do is I want to approach the fishing game with, here's this gift. Can we buy X amount of browns or cutthroats or whatever and put in the lake in the Wyoming side? Smallies.
Yep.
I mean, there's hatcheries that have smallies in Wyoming now that we can get. So we need to, it's sad to say, but that's the way it's come to, because without us doing it, the local sportsmen doing it, you could lose out. This fishery could be gone.
Yep.
It could crash. But it's nothing to fear either. It's just getting going and getting moving with it in the right direction.
Perfect. Well, this will kind of be your guys' last opportunity. If if you have any questions or anything for myself or for Tony, we'll give it a minute or two, and then we'll kind of wrap up the live show. Once again, if you guys haven't, like and share the live show, like Recon Angling, go to buckboardmarina.net, or on Facebook, it's Buckboard Marina at Flaming Gorge.
I think so. You're asking me wrong.
I'm sure Jen's watching. She'll tell us.
She'll tell us, yeah.
She posted the link on there in the comments too, guys, if you want to register for the tournament. She posted the link on where to go on there. But give them a follow on there if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel.
Share it, like it, share it, do what I got to do. We got to get it out as much as we can. Like I say, we're trying to get it out without spending a lot of money to do advertising over a broad states, because we want just a select few. And I think that we can hit our number real easy just by getting a select few of the anglers that want to come out here and do something for the fishery, not just win money. Just, come out here and support us and support the Buckboard Marina family.
Perfect, yeah.
Because we're all a family. We respect a lot of people.
Chris wants to know what the catfish population is like.
Slim to none.
Yeah.
That's another one. So this is another thing. So we want catfish. The fishery has no money to put catfish back in the lake, supposedly. This is the story I've heard, is they have no money to put the catfish back in the lake. But the private guy could actually go buy catfish now and maybe give them a donation of some X amount of dollars and put catfish back in here, because the catfish, it is a hell of a resource in this. I mean, freshwater catfish, cold water catfish, eating cold water catfish is one of the best fish there is. And that resource should be available for everybody, because it is a bank sport. I mean, it's a bank fishery more than a boat, I understand. But I think that if they were to plant some, we could get a population of spawners in here that could produce, the 4 or 5 pound channels. Everybody knows them channels 10 pounds and under are the best eating fish there is. I mean, that size. But to eat them in cold water catfish, I would love to see it. And I would love to, in the near future, say, here's X amount of dollars. What can I buy? Can I buy 10,000 catfish? And we go put them up in Black's Fork, and they do hunky dory because that's where they put them before. So it's all good. But yeah, there's not much catfish left. They're big trophies, definitely trophy-sized catfish.
Yep.
Yeah, they're nice. That one this weekend was 17 something. So nice fish.
Yeah, 17 pounds. Yeah,
I seen it. I weighed it. So I mean, it was a nice fish. Beautiful fish. Too bad they had to kill it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why we'd like to get into a no-kill type of a sport or a fishing derby here. But everybody wants to do a total weight on rainbow, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of been a history of this tournament having total weight on rainbow. So we like it too. I mean, we like eating rainbows.
Yep.
They're not as good as coconut.
No, not near as good. We had, tonight we went and Jeff came out with his sons, and we went out and caught a couple salmon and put them on the grill tonight, and man, it was delicious. There's nothing better than going out there and yeah, catching your own food, essentially coming back and cooking it an hour after you're back. There's no better taste.
Fresh salmon is really hard to beat. It's just it's a cold water fishery, and the fish are phenomenal. It is a very good fishery. Rainbows, all the plankton eaters are very, very good.
Oh yeah, Troy said to sell weigh bags at the marina if possible.
Weigh bags?
Yeah, just for guys coming up, or if they come up here and forget a weigh bag, they can purchase one.
Yeah, we can get some weigh bags.
That's a good idea. I know.
I got a trash bag for him.
Yeah, yeah, Troy. Tony said he's got a trash bag for you.
A bass guy who had a weigh bag.
Yeah,
he already forgot it. He didn't even hear you.
Yeah, he's not even. Yeah, well, is Troy even coming? That's the question.
He better get some of them bass guys and get up here because I want to see how big a fish. I don't know. He put him on a big lake trout, but if he does it by himself, I ain't sure he can catch it.
Yeah, yeah. We had our buddy Tyler came out. He showed us how to catch bass. Troy and I, we kind of blanked on bass, and my buddy Tyler was out here showing us how it was done. So I asked Troy why he was even here.
To catch a mac.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but yeah, all you guys that are watching, out in Denver, Utah, Idaho, all you bass fishermen out there, it's gonna be a great event to come out here and just kind of not only test your knowledge, but also provide knowledge and feedback that's going to help the fishery moving forward and create a better fishery for you guys to come and enjoy.
Yeah, we can show a bunch of trophy size smallies in here, and then our bitch is, why do you want to kill them? I mean, why would you even pursue that? Because you've protected them from the burbot now for the last however many years. It's been a while. I mean, they had a paper tournament, bass tournament in Wyoming for a while. I think it's been almost 8-10 years. So in the gorge side. So we'd like to bring it back. We'd like to bring, we are doing the permitting. We're doing everything for the bass anglers. They come here and come enjoy this fishery, come catch these bass, especially right now. So we get the information out there to the biologists. I want to shock them. I mean, I really do. I want to shock them because that's what I told them. To get this bass in here was kind of a hard deal. To be able to pull it out of the water and lip it and put it on the board and measure it. So we told the biologist directly, we said, why wouldn't you want this information? I mean, why wouldn't you want to know how many, because these guys are going to fish this whole Wyoming, from the state line up. Why wouldn't you want to know? Because their shocking is going to produce only so many fish in so many areas. So if you got a dispersed area of bass fishermen or dispersed on the whole lake, they're going to know what's where, what's what. They're going to be on their beds. I mean, they're going to be easy to catch, but you're going to know your big fish. You're going to find your big fish. And the great thing about it is they're all released. We take pictures, we release them. That's some proof for us and some fight for us to, we need more bass. We need this. We need that.
Yep. Let's see what Chad said. Captions. Yeah, Troy said I had a trash bag, so we're good.
I got a 50 pack for him.
Yeah. Chad asks a last minute question here. Here in Utah, everyone is panicking about water levels. Every lake is severely low. How are we doing at the gorge, and how will it look later in the year? Well, there's kind of a lot of factors that go into that. It's about 10 to 12 feet low right now.
Yeah, it's around about 12.
And don't really have a whole lot of water coming in. But we've actually been pretty fortunate in getting some decent storms and some rain up north of here.
Yep.
And I don't think runoff is really.
No, I think we're going to see what we see this year. Hope like hell we get some snow next year this fall. But I mean, it could rain. We could have a heavy summer rain or whatever too, and you can't predict it. But I think the lake is stable, and I think it's there's. I mean, if you look at the banks on the gorge where we fish from now to there, I mean, it's 10, 12 feet of drop up here, but it's still got a bazillion feet. I mean, it's still an asphalt feet of drop if you were worried about it confining. But they're not going to. I don't think they'll ever do that here.
Yeah.
There's too many. It's too precious a resource to drain per se. But I think the water level is low. I mean, I know it's low, but I think that it's also, you know, it's nothing to worry about because we don't know what the hell's going to do. It could rain, snow.
Yep. Well, cool. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks Tony for
Thank you.
joining us tonight and giving a glimpse in the new buckboard. Like I said, if you guys haven't come out and give it a shot, check it out. Go fishing, enjoy yourselves, and until next time, take it easy and tight lines.
Thanks, you guys.